Hey y'all, what's up? It's Kate. It just started raining. Stop raining long enough so I can get the intro. Hey y'all, what's up? It's Caitlin and welcome back to my channel. So I am so excited for today's video because today we are going to be reviewing the Wet n Wild Pacman Collection. I am so excited for this collection. This is the PR box and it is amazing. This is the first PR box I have ever been able to review, and I feel so blessed to be able to review it. And this was an awesome collection. I was so excited to get this box. Look at it. Look at this packaging. I mean, it is so cute. It has Pac-Man all over it. But this collection was really cool. I definitely had a rough start to this video, and I almost contemplated just quitting and taking everything off. But at the end, we got this kind of look right here, this kind of funky summer vibe. I actually am digging it. I kind of like it. Don't mind this eye though if it looks messed up. I have really bad allergies right now. I do not know why. My eye will not stop watering and it is taking off my makeup. But this is the Wet n Wild Pacman Collection PR box. It looks amazing. Really quick, I'm going to open it and just give you a little sneak peek. Some stuff is already open because... Thank you. Some stuff is already open because obviously I've already done the video. I'm just filming the intro right now. But this is what the front looks like. So you have 4 liquid lipsticks. You have a bronzer and a blush lighter. You have the eyeshadow palette, the blush palette. And then up here, these little guys, you have the lips balm and the lip scrub. Alright, and then when you pull out the top layer, this is what you're going to see. You take off this little guy right here. And this is what's on the bottom. So you actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They sent you 5 nail polishes. And then you get 2 brushes. You get a powder brush and you get an eyeshadow brush. So that is what we are going to be doing in today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoy it. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. And when you subscribe, hit that post notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a brand new video. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so of course when I start filming, somebody decides to start mowing their lawn, so that's great. And not only is someone mowing their lawn, but there's also our usual bird friend outside the window. So if you hear the lawnmower and the bird chirping in the background, welcome to my channel. But despite all the background noise, we're going to go ahead and get started. I have already taped off my eyes because it's a usual thing in my routine. Don't really need to show it every time. And now I'm going to be priming my eyes using the same eyeshadow base by NYX. Okay, so for our eyes today, in the PR box, there is this Wet n Wild Pacman Game Over eyeshadow palette. And these are just beautiful colors for summer. There's 9 colors in the palette, 2 shimmers. The shimmers are going to be this orange color up here and this white. So I'm excited to play with this today. I think this is perfect coloring for summer. I'm thinking of some eye looks I could do with this. So we're just going to play around today. And then with the eyes, one of the brushes I'm going to be using, that was in the PR box, this is Wet n Wild Pacman Waka eyeshadow brush. So here's the brush out of the packaging. It has nice, beautiful black and yellow bristles. It looks like it is like a fluffy shader brush. But this brush is just beautiful. It has little Pac-Man glitters inside the handle that actually go up and down, so there's some kind of water inside. It feels very nice. It feels very soft. So I'm excited to play with this. These are some nice brushes. So I'm actually not going to be setting my base. I've been doing that a lot lately, not setting my base to really let the pigments pop, and I've actually been loving it. So looking at this palette, I think the first color I want to go in with is going to be this teal color. And I'm going to be taking that on this brush. This is a brush I got in my June Ipsy bag. This is what Ipsy did in collaboration with Tetris. So one game going with another hat. Get it? So I'm going to take that brush. I'm going to dip into that color. There is some fallout in this color right here. But we're going to take that color and I'm going to pop that in the crease. The color is pretty. It's definitely a color you have to build up. It's not like super pigmented right off the bat. But overall, it's a really pretty color. I like it. It's a nice deeper blue. It's probably a little darker than it comes off in the pan, but it's still pretty. It is still a pretty blue. And what I'm doing, I think this is the only color I'm actually going to throw into the crease. So as product comes off of my brush, I'm going to slowly move my brush up to diffuse it so it's not such a harsh line. Okay, that blue color is all on. So now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my crease because that's something I haven't done in a long time. So to do that, I'm going to use the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer, and I'm going to be taking a Morphe M213, which is a tiny flat brush. So I'm just going to dot some of the concealer on the back of my hand. You do not need a lot of this at all because it is super full coverage, and you want to work with it quick because it is also super drying. so now that that is done, I want to add a little bit of shimmer to where we cut our crease. And to do that, I think I'm going to take the orange shimmer. I'm not ready to use the white yet. So I'm going to go ahead and take the orange shimmer. I'm going to take that on a Morphe M167. It's just a wide, flat brush. We're going to dip into this. This definitely comes off as a chunkier glitter. All right, we're going to start off with that. So I'm going to go ahead and use it dry first to see what the payoff is like. Ooh, okay. Okay, it's pretty. I'm going to go ahead. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and spray my brush. So I'm going to get some more on my brush. I'm going to spray it. Let's see what this does. Okay, so spraying it is definitely the way to go. So it is a chunkier eyeshadow, but I don't necessarily mind that because the payoff is so good. I'm not experiencing any fallout. It goes on smoothly on my eye before and after setting spray. You can spray your brush if you want. It's personal preference. Me, I like my shimmers or metallic eyeshadows to really pop, and setting spray or just getting your brush wet in general always helps that. Alright, that orange is on and I am loving the way it looks against the blue, very summer vibes. However, you know me, I always want to smoke out my outer V, and to do that, I'm going to go ahead and take the navy blue in the palette and we're going to bring in that eyeshadow brush that came in the PR box. So we're going to dip into that blue. Alright, and we're going to start tapping that on our outer V. Whoa, that is pigmented. So this brush did pick up the pigment very, very well. I felt like I really barely have to tap my brush into it. I will say this eyeshadow is a little choppy right now, but hopefully with a little zhuzhing we can fix that. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip back into our metallic and push that slowly into the navy blue color so it blends a little easier. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back into the teal color with that same brush we were using, and I'm just going to redefine that color, mostly on the outer V because I feel like we lost that. I don't know if I like it yet. It was nice, bright, and summery when I first started putting it on. Now I don't know if I like it. I think I'm going to keep it. I was thinking about taking it all off, but I think I'm going to keep it and see how it goes. Okay, so there is the eyeshadow all put on. So far I'm not in love with what I have done, but that is totally on me. That is not on the palette. I love all the colors, just not necessarily them together. But I'm gonna keep going. I contemplated taking it off, but we're just gonna keep going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera and do a majority of my face because the next face products we have to do is bronzer and blush. That is what is in the PR box. So off camera I'm going to do my foundation, concealer, and powder, and I will be right back. Alright, and we are back. Lashes and brows are on and we are ready to move on. Alright, so the next thing we're going to be using from the PR box is the Wet n Wild Pacman Power Pellets Bronzer. I have never used a product like this, but just from seeing them, I don't think I'm going to like it, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a fair shot. So when you open it and take off the plastic, there's this little styrofoam cover. We're going to pull it off, and that is what the product looks like, little chocolate colored beads. So there's not a lot of beads in there, they just move around, so I'm assuming you just dip your brush in there, so that's what we're going to do. And then along with the eyeshadow brush, they also sent this Waka 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 powder brush, so this is actually what we are going to use. I don't know if I want to use it for bronzer or for blush. Let's go ahead and open it up. Alright, so this is what the brush looks like. And just like the eyeshadow brush, it too has little pieces inside the handle that move up and down. This brush actually feels really, really nice. I'm trying to decide, do I want to use it as bronzer or as blush? I'm going to use it as bronzer. So we're going to take the little bronzer pellets, I'm going to take the brush and just kind of like dip in there, I guess. Whoa! Alright, so a lot comes off on the brush, so I think that's enough because I don't know how much to use. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to take it the same way I would. I'm going to put some on my forehead. Oh. Okay. So it is very, very pigmented. Ooh. Alright, I don't know if I like that. I'm going to take my stippling brush and blend that out. So after blending it out, it is an okay color. I still feel like it looks really muddy. I don't I'm going to go ahead and still use it for my cheeks. I'm going to take the brush, just dip in there maybe a little bit, like that. Okay. See, now I feel like I didn't get anything. Just a little bit. So if you go in with a light hand and just build it up, it is a really pretty color. I will say this is a little more red based than I'm used to. It definitely has more red tones in it, but I mean, it's okay. I'm still gonna say I don't quite understand the idea of like the pellets. I mean, I personally don't get it. I feel like it's like if you go in too light, you don't really get a lot of product off, but if you go in too heavy, you have too much. So I don't know. Building it up, it is a pretty color, but like I said, it is a little more red based than I'm used to. There's a little too much red tones in it. Really quick, I'm just going to take my usual nose contour brush and dip in here. This I'm nervous about because I don't want it to look gross. Oh, no. So I'm doing a light bake real quick just so we can lighten up where that bronzer was. So while this sits here for a couple minutes, I'm going to quickly talk about the blush they sent. So in the PR box, they actually sent, I guess, 2 blushes you could say. The first one is the Wet n Wild Pacman High Score Blush Palette. Looks like this. And these are beautiful colors. All these colors are what I go for. My only thing is this one has some shimmer to it. So this is typically one I would stay away from, but it looks like it doesn't have a lot. So this is definitely a palette right up my alley. The next thing is going to be this Power Pellets Blush Lighter. So I'm assuming this is kind of like a shiny blush that maybe you could use as a highlighter or vice versa, a blush. And yep, it comes in the same little pellet form, and it is definitely metallic. Just looking at like the little styrofoam that came at the top, it definitely has a lot of shine to it. This is stuff I typically stay away from, but maybe I can go ahead and use it as a highlighter. I'm not using that as a blush, I'll tell you that right now. I'm not using that. So I'm going to go ahead and take my stippling brush and just dust away where I put that powder. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip into that blush palette, and I'm going to do that using this Beauty Muse Pro blush brush. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swirl all 4 together and see what kind of color that creates. Whoa! Alright, that's pigmented. So this is definitely very, very pigmented. The color is not typically something I would go for, but it is something I would work with, if that makes any kind of sense. So all 4 of the colors mixed together are really, really nice. I really like it. You definitely need to go in with a light hand because it is super pigmented, but I actually like it. I like it a lot. Alright, so we're going to do some work on our lower lash line. So first I'm going to line my eyes using the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Lip Liner in the shade Eye Blaze. Y'all know this is my favorite Shockwave liner. I need to get some more. This is actually the only color I have, but even if I had the rest of them, the pink is definitely my favorite. The pink eyeliner I feel helped brighten this look up so much. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip back into our eyeshadow palette. And really, I think I want to do this solid pink on the whole lower lash line. So I'm going to do that using this Morphe M431. It's like a small dome brush. This came in the Artistry set. So I'm going to dip into that. It is very, very pigmented. I mean, look at that. Wow. So we're going to dip a little bit into that, and I'm going to put this on my whole lower lash line. Okay, putting that pink on my lower lash line really helped me feel better about this look. I definitely was tempted to take it off in the beginning, but now I think it kind of gives a funky summer vibe. I don't know. I really like it. Speaking of funky summer vibe, I really want to do something with this yellow. Yellow's just calling me in palettes. So I'm actually going to take this Morphe M507 brush. It's a larger dome brush. And I'm going to dip into that yellow. And I want to put this on my inner corner. That's cute. Oh, I like it. I think the yellow's cute. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean that brush off real quick using my Equate Spray Brush Cleaner. Alright, I'm going to grab that white metallic that's in here. I'm going to swirl that brush in there. I'm going to go ahead and give it a spray. And I want to put this on my brow bone. Ooh. That's intense. Okay. Can y'all hear the bird? Alright, we're going to go ahead and go into that blush lighter just because it's here. We have to do it. So I'm going to go and take the lid off. I'm going to grab my Morphe M501. Y'all know this is my favorite brush. Dip into that. It's the same with the bronzer. A lot comes off on the brush. I mean, I don't feel like it did anything. There's like a little something. There we go. Okay, after you build it up, it is not that bad. I guess it's just going to depend on what kind of highlight you want. Like, y'all know me, I like my beaming highlights. So for me, it takes like 2 to 3 dips to get the highlight I want. Alright, I am not taking that down my nose because that's just going to look weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to dip into the white in the eyeshadow palette very carefully. I'm going to put that down my nose. And then we're going to dot my nose, which I know y'all just love. Ooh. That's nice. So the blush lighter is okay. It's not something I'm used to. It did come off really pretty, but I don't know how I feel about the pink tones in it. I do like the fact that it meshed with my blush well. So overall, it's an okay product for me. Alright, we're down to the last few things, so we're going to move on to lips. The first thing I'm going to use is this Bonus Fruit Lip Scrub, and it doesn't have a scent on it, I don't think. Oh, it does. So the scent is apple, which I really, really like. So we're going to go ahead and open that up. So this is what it looks like. The packaging is totally cute. It looks like a little green apple. Let's go ahead and open it up. It smells like green apple. That smells really good. So we're going to take some of this. You just need a teeny tiny bit, like that much. And we're going to scrub our lips. I probably should have done this before I put on makeup. It feels really good. It doesn't feel too rough. So that's that. My lips definitely feel nice and refreshed, and I love green apple, so that's definitely a plus for me. The next thing we're going to go in with is this Bonus Fruit Lip Balm in the flavor Cherry. And same concept. It looks like a little cherry. So cute. I love the smell of cherries. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this because we do have some lipsticks we're going to use. So I'm just going to take a little. This feels really nice. It feels like a lip butter almost. I feel like it gave a little color, not like too much to where it'll mess up our color. Alright, so in the PR box they gave us 4 liquid lipsticks to use. So we have the shade Clyde, which is like a orange nude color. We have the shade Pinky, which is like a lavender. We have the shade Inky, which is a royal blue. And then we have the shade Blinky, which is like a pink. So looking at these, I think I want to go in with the shade Blinky, which is like the pink. I think that'll be the perfect pop of color. Or Clyde. I don't know. I think I'm going to do the shade Blinky. I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this. It just started raining, so if you can hear the rain, I'm so sorry. I'm going to try to get through this video. So this is very, very thick. You don't get a lot off of the doe foot. The color's nice, but you definitely don't get a lot of product off, and it's really, really hard to work with because it is so thick. Alright, so there's the liquid lipstick I'll put on, and first impression, I'm not really into it. It is a pretty color, but it is not a smooth application. It is a very thick consistency, so I feel like I almost had to drag the doe foot more than I should. It was kind of hard to apply because of that. Is the color beautiful? Yes, but am I willing to use it again when I had so much trouble? I don't know. The other colors are cool. They're not quite something I would wear besides this one. Maybe I'll give these a try and see if the consistency is the same and let you know in my July hits and misses. Alright, last thing we need to do is set our face. So I'm just going to be using my Maybelline Lasting Fix Setting Spray, and we will be done. And that, guys, concludes today's video using the Wet n Wild Pacman Collection. I really hope you enjoyed it. Overall, I really liked every single product besides the lipsticks. Those are my in-between, but looking at my lips now and kind of feeling them, I actually kind of like it. So I'm going to have to use it a few more times, and I will let you know in my July hits and misses. But to the people at Wet n Wild, this is an amazing collection. I think it's so, so cool. I love the brushes. I love the concept. I love the concept of the eyeshadow palettes. I loved everything, so good job on this collection. But that is it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.